Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Philip Selway from Radiohead, back here in the finest hour hot seat, keeping it warm for Guy Garvey whilst he's away. I've got a couple of hours of musical choice cuts for you today, with tracks from Peter Tosh, Agnes Obel, Fela Kuti, Keaton Henson and Alice Coltrane, to name but a few. So I hope you can stay with me. We just started the show with some vintage soul jazz from Ramp and a track called The Old One Too. And next up, it's a song from Monophonics from their 2015 album, Sound of Sinning. This is Promises. That was Promises by Monophonics. They learnt all their musical chops in the San Francisco Bay Area. Talking of San Francisco, this next band is somebody who crops up on my playlists quite a lot, actually. It's a band that in Radiohead we toured with about 15 years ago. It's Deerhoof, and this is a song from their album from this year called The Magic. This song is called The Devil and His Anarchic Surrealist Retinue.
The Magic.
That was the brilliant Deerhoof, and the song was The Devil and His Anarchic Surrealist Retinue. Now, it's a much easier song title for me next time. This is a song from Creatures. This is from their first album, just after Susie Sue and Budgie had finished in Susie and the Banshees. I found out, actually, that their method for choosing the recording location was to stick a pin in the map. As luck would have it, the pin dropped in Hawaii. That's very fortunate indeed. So this song, as I say, it's from that album. This is called Miss the Girl.
Miss the Girl.
Excellent. That was Miss the Girl by Creatures and the wonderful Budgie on drums. Such an incredible drummer. He's just got it all, he's just got a very distinctive sound, plays with real passion and sensitivity, and he's been quite an influence on me at points as well in my drumming. So we're moving on to a song from Peter Tosh next. He, as you know, was one of the original Wailers with Bob Marley and Bunny Wailer, and actually wrote some of their bigger songs like Get Up, Stand Up, No Sympathy, and this one as well. This song is 400 Years, and this is his version of it. Peter Tosh and 400 Years. I'm Philip Selway, and you're listening to Six Music. This next track is it's called Il Biz. It's from a jazzer called Archie Shepp. He was best known for his exceptional Afrocentric music of the late 1960s, which is very socially informed. He played with people like Cecil Taylor, John Coltrane, Horace Parlan. So he had good credentials, but even with that kind of background, one parental comment can still really cut you down to size. In an interview I read with him, he was talking about a conversation he'd had with his mother, who said, "Well, son, are you still playing those songs that don't have any tunes?" There you go. That's got to hurt, hasn't it? So here he is. This is Archie Shepp with Il Biz. That was Archie Shepp and Il Biz. Now, I might be biased, but I happen to think that all the best people were born in 1967 and with the best music in them, and this next artist certainly proves the point. This is Kenny Anderson from the Fence Collective, otherwise known as King Creosote, and this song is from his new album called Astronaut Meets Appleman, and it is called Wake Up to This. From 1971, that was Clean Up Woman by Betty Wright. Heavily sampled, that song, by the likes of Africa Bambaataa, Mary J. Blige, and many more. Well, I'm back somewhere in the mid-90s there with that song. That was Suds and Soda from Deus, the band from Antwerp in Belgium. I remember once at a show, a Radiohead show, we were playing at a festival in Belgium, and Deus played just before us, and they had this most bizarre, ramshackle dance troupe playing with them, but it kind of just all worked, and utter madness on stage, and then we went on and did our kind of little glum bit, but I'm sure it went down well. So, next we have a song from Agnes Obel, somebody else who features regularly in my playlists. I have to say the wait for her new album is nearly over. The album's called Citizen of Glass and it's out in a couple of weeks on October the 21st, and I, for one, can't wait. This is Golden Green by Agnes Obel. Excellent. Can't wait for that. That's a song called Golden Green from Agnes Obel from her album, new album which is out on October the 21st, and that's called Citizen of Glass. This next track, it's a song from Fela Kuti from mid-70s, 1977. It's a song called Zombie, and it features Sa Ngujar and Lilius White. Here it is, it's Zombie. Zombie! Follow that. That was Zombie from Fela Kuti. Next, I have a song from Keaton Henson. I love his music. This is a song that's just coming up ahead of his forthcoming album called Kindly Now. He's just a multi-talent, really. You know, musician, illustrator, writes great music for dance. And this song is called The Pugilist. This is Keaton Henson. It's going to take me a while to come back from the place that song's just taken me to. That was the wonderful Keaton Henson and The Pugilist. Now then. Music. This next song is from John Holt. He was a member of the Paragons before establishing himself as a solo artist, and he had a succession of singles for Duke Reid in his Treasure Isle studio in the rocksteady era from around 1966 to 68. He enjoyed a string of hits, including Tonight, I See Your Face, and he also wrote a song which you'll know, The Tide Is High, which Blondie did. But this song that I'm going to play now is another one of those hits. It's called Alibaba. That was John Holt and Alibaba. Well, this next song, it's a song for broken aristocrats everywhere. Don't know if that's a big demographic for Six Music, but no doubt find out. This is a song called Duchess. It's by the Stranglers from their 1979 album The Raven. And for anybody who's looking for some good pop trivia knowledge, the B-side was Fools Rush Out. So here it is, Duchess. Black Man in a White World from Michael Kiwanuka. You can hear him playing live tomorrow here on Six Music. So, next have a song from PJ Harvey. This is from the album which she released earlier on this year, a record produced by Flood and John Parrish. So she was returning to that combination that made Let England Shake. This song is called The Wheel, and it's from the Hope 6 Demolition Project. PJ Harvey and The Wheel. I'm Philip Selway, and you're listening to Finest Hour on Six Music. This next song is from Marcia Griffiths. Now, she was very well known as a member of the I3s, which are the backing singers for Bob Marley and the Wailers. So they came into the whole setup when Peter Tosh and Bernie Livingston. Notice back referencing earlier on in the show with the Peter Tosh thing there. It's almost like I've prepared this set list, isn't it? Anyway, she came in as part of the I3s into Bob Marley and the Wailers. But before that, she'd had a string of hits in her own right. Songs like Melody Life and Truly. And this song, this is Feel Like Jumping. That was Feel Like Jumping from Marcia Griffiths. Now, I have to admit, I'm not actually here at the moment. This is a pre-record from before I went off on tour, and so I can let you in to the fact that at the moment there are llamas walking past the window at the studio. Evidently it's something to do with Blue Peter and show jumping llamas. Blue Peter, wow, you've got a lot to answer for. Always have and always will. Next song is from Rat Boy. Rat Boy is otherwise known as Jordan Cardy. He's from Chelmsford. He produced kind of a homemade mixtape, but that led to greater things for him. And from that, we have this song called Move. This is Rat Boy. Rat Boy and Move. Now, cross-referencing back to an earlier track from Archie Shepp earlier on, who played with John Coltrane So John Coltrane's the link. It goes from John Coltrane to another Coltrane. It's Alice Coltrane this time. This is a track that she did with Pharoah Sanders. It's from her album, which I think was the fourth album, Journey in Sachin Danada. And this is a song called Stop Over Bombay. This next song is from a band called the Redskins. Now, I remember mid-80s going to see The Clash at Brixton Academy, and the Redskins were opening for them. Amazing gig from the Redskins and The Clash, and only topped by when I was going down the escalator at Brixton Tube Station, being passed on the escalator by the Redskins running down with their guitar cases. I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. Anyway, this is them, a song called Keep On Keeping On. The Redskins and Keep On Keeping On. Now, we played a PJ Harvey track earlier, which was co-produced by Flood and John Parrish. This next track is from another John Parrish-produced record. It's from Rokia Traore, who's from Mali, and this song is called O Niele. That was Rokia Traore and O Niele. So, the llamas seem to have gone home now, which kind of indicates that we must be approaching the last half hour of the show. I hope you can stay with me for the last half hour, actually, because we got some great music coming up. Marlena Shaw, Swerve Driver. But for now, catches you by surprise, that one. That was the Mystery Lights and a song called Follow Me Home. Now, that's been released on Wick, which is a new imprint from the very wonderful Daptone label based in Brooklyn. You'll know Daptone from artists like Sharon Jones and Charles Bradley, but this is their kind of new direction, I suppose, looking at 60s sight rock sounding bands, produced by Wayne Gordon and Neil Sugarman. Next, we have Marlena Shaw and a song called Woman of the Ghetto. Marlena Shaw and Woman of the Ghetto. Quite a few tracks today that have been heavily sampled in their time, and actually that's one of them as well. That was used by Blue Boy in the 1996 track Remember Me, and Ghostface Killer actually used it as well. So, moving on to the next song. This is from a band right here from Manchester. They're called Spring King. They're made up of Tarek Musa, Peter Darlington, James Green and Andy Morton. And this is a song from their album from this year. The album's called Tell Me If You Like, and this song is called Who Are You? That's Spring King and Who Are You? This next band I came across in one of its earlier guises in Oxford. They were originally called Shake Appeal, and they morphed into a band which was centred around Adam Franklin and Jimmy Hartridge. That band was Swerve Driver, and this is a song from their 1991 album Raise. This song is called Rave Down. That was Swerve Driver and Rave Down.
Six Music.
Now, earlier this year, I went to the Folk Awards at the Royal Albert Hall. Evening of fantastic music, but one of the acts that really stood out for me was the Unthanks. And this next track is from them. This is Mount the Air. And that was the Unthanks and Mount the Air. Well, that's almost it for today. Thanks to producer Kath McDermott, studio manager Shush, and thanks, of course, to you all for listening. I really appreciate it. Next is a song which doesn't really need much introduction, but I'll introduce it anyway. It's Otis Redding and Try a Little Tenderness. Thanks a lot. Take care. See you soon.
Oh, she may be weary. Them young girls, they do give